uh, decimals. Introduction to decimals. As you know, decimals and whole numbers are actually connected. Whole numbers makes whole things, and decimals makes fractions of things. So look at this number here. It is 527. It is actually a whole number. Now let us go through the video and then investigate what makes decimals and how you can differentiate decimals to whole numbers. So from this whole number, you can see there is 3 digits beginning with these digits. This is a units place, tens place, hundreds place. Now suppose we place a dot here, that's a decimal point, and suppose some other numbers appear on this other side. In this case you have 9 and 3. The 9 here is in the 10th position, and this is in the 100th position. You add THS to get the position value of numbers to the right hand side of the decimal point. Now if you add other numbers here, the next will be in the 1000th position, and so on. Now this is a whole thing. Now suppose the whole thing, which is a square, is divided into 10 strips. This shaded strip here will be 1/10, which is equivalent to 0.1. There should be a dot here. Now dividing this, the dot will shift 1 point towards the left. That is, you obtain 0.1. The two strips makes 2/10. That is 2/10, which is equivalent to 0.2. If 3 are shaded, you will obtain 0.3, that is 3/10 as a fraction. And if 5 strips are shaded, that makes 5/10, which is equivalent to 0.5 as a decimal, and it is actually 1/2. If 9 strips are shaded, is 9/10, that is 9/10, which is equivalent to 0.9 as a decimal. So again, look at this square. Suppose now other 10 strips are constructed vertically. You will have a total of 100 cells. This shaded part here has got 28 cells. Now you will have 2800, which is equivalent to 0.28. The dot which should be here has been shifted 2 steps towards the left. Now look here, there is 75 cells which are shaded. Now this makes 7500, that is 75/100, which is equivalent to 0.75 as a decimal. Again, suppose only 6 cells are shaded, that makes 600. Now if this dot here, there should be a dot here, if it's shifted 2 steps towards the left, you'll have 0.06. This is 1000. It is equivalent to this, and if this 1000 is converted to a decimal, you obtain 0.10, and this will be 0.1. So 0.10 is the same as 0.1. Similarly applies, 0.20 is equal to 0.2. 0.30 is equal to 0.3. Now look here. What number do you think is being represented there? Take a note. And if possible, take some time to discuss with your friend. what number is being represented there. Okay, I think you have taken time to think and write down and discussed with your friend. Now let us check what number is in there. This is a whole thing, that is 1, and these are 4 strips out of 10, making 4/10. If 4/10 is converted to a decimal, you will obtain 0.4. If added to 0.1, actually, if added to 1, you will obtain 1.4. 0.4 is actually 0.4, which is added to 1. Again, think what number is being represented there. Take some time to note down, and if possible, ask a friend beside you to discuss with before you move on looking on what is next. So I hope you have taken some time to think what these two squares are representing and what the shaded part of this square with 100 strips is representing. So now let us check whether your thinking or your thought or the result of the discussion that you made with your pair next to you is correct. Now let us check. This is one whole thing, the second whole thing, and this is actually the shaded part is 36 out of 100 cells, so you get 2 and 36 hundredths. And if 36 hundredths is converted to a decimal, you will obtain 0.36. Added to 2, you get 2.36. So this, the number being represented here is 2.36. Now again, think of what is being represented here and take some notes, write it down, share it with friends around the class, and if possible, ask your mentor to come and discuss with you on whether your answer is correct or not correct. Remember, here we are trying to associate decimals to real life applications. In this case, the whole thing there may be representing a real whole thing, like maybe an orange, and the shaded part, which is a fraction of that orange, will be representing these are to be representing a fraction of something on that orange. Now write down a number which fully represents what is being modeled by these two squares there. Thank you for listening.